Well, boys and girls, here we go. We've got a Periscope YouTube broadcast for September 15th, 2015. Let's just talk a second for this big hullabaloo about all the premium that's in the metals markets, silver and gold. And that's coins or bars over melt. However, we have a problem. We have a big, bad fly in the ointment called Crimex. What's Crimex do? They trade in paper contracts supposed to reflect gold and silver pricing. We know that's not true. We know what a shame it is. So when you see a silver coin priced at $15 and they're asking you to pay $20 for it, why? Well, that's because a premium brings the fake price back to where the real price is. I really hate seeing people miss the buys that they can get on these coins because they're concerned about premium. We had a major discussion about this in Kitco back in 2001, 2002, 2003. And there was a guy by the name of Cyclist, and he was slick and he had it down. So the answer is get the stuff you want. Don't play for pennies. Now let's move along and see some interesting stuff. You'll see at the top of the page my email address if you'd like a free copy of Peak Picks, which I run down a lot of this stuff on, then you can take it from there. Let's go back to the top of the page here. I realized I was on page 7 at first. But it's been a fun day, I must tell you. It's been a fun week. In fact, I never actually worry about the days. They take care of themselves when we plan for the week. Let me try and go to the pictures now. 1, 2. There we go. Well, there we have it. We have a picture of inflation. Now, I think the talking heads are making you crazy. I think they're telling you there's this, there's that, there's the other. Let's see what the market thinks there is. What you have here is a commodity channel index at the top, and it measures the movement, high or low, of a given index. In the middle, you see the IHME cloud, and what that tells us is where the price has been. It's projected 26 days forward. What we have here is a picture of the stocks that reflect inflation minus the stocks that reflect deflation. So you figure out who's winning here. What I like to do is look at the moving average, convergence, divergence of the 12-day moving average versus the 6-day moving average. You see it depicted in the form of blue bars. It goes above 0, below 0. Above 0 is where the 12 moves over the 26. Below 0 is where the 12 moves under the 26. You have the raw number there shown in the black line. The other part of the twin line is the red line. That's a 9-day moving average. So give yourself some credit. Trust your eyeballs, not in your gut, not the talking heads, and figure out what you think. That's really what was most important. Let's go on to our next here. I had a lot of fun making these up today, so you'll like this. My nickname for this stock is Ange. Yeah, like, hey Ange, what's going on? Well, here's what's going on. Ange tends to move first. What's Ange? Ange is Agnico nickel. Whether it goes up or whether it goes down, Ange seems to be the first one out of the gate. So when a rally starts, or a rally is going to start, I like to watch Agnico nickel. Agnico Eagle. That's Ange. And time in, time out. Go back, do your due diligence searches. Look at Agnico Eagle. It will tend to move first. This way, it gives you a hint. Gives you options. Am I jumping into this rally? Am I going to buy some juniors? Am I going to buy JUNR? Am I going to go with a GDX? Or am I going to buy options? Ange gives you a little time jump. Now, let's move on to our next one. Let's see. Don't ever forget, you can always mail me at Hotmail to get a free copy of Peak Picks. You might enjoy it. This is Dimbo, composed of my Dumbo charts. Dimbo really reflects the mass breadth of the Dow stocks. Are most of the Dow stocks moving up during a given day? At the end of the day, they'll have a plus sign. we count up those plus signs. This is a weekly chart, and it goes back to 2011. And you can see that the Dow breadth just keeps climbing and climbing and climbing. And then all of a sudden, back when? In July and August, bingo, bango, bongo, it ripped. Now, it didn't rip a little bit. It ripped all the way through the 39-week moving average. 39 weeks, my friend, is 3 rolling quarters. Think how much that is. How hard it's going to be for it to climb back above it. Now, pigs do fly. You've seen the PPT, the Treasury, the ESF, and JPM all make them fly. Question is, which is stronger, those 4 or 5 guys or gravity? And let's just see if it gets and holds above 18K. I actually don't think so. To hear what you're saying, you know it's going to go there. I think it's good comedy. But again, it's tragic for the people who lost money listening to the talking heads. Trust your gut. Use your eyes. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the donut, not the hole. Let's go to the next one. Well, who do we have here? Eurasian Minerals doesn't get any respect. And it doesn't get any respect because it's just a little too spread out. It's what we know in the industry as a project generator. Why is it a project generator? Because they prospect. They buy stuff. They check stuff out. Notice what a really, really, really nice right half of a takeoff we have here. Notice how it's chewed its way right through the resistance of the Ishikimi cloud. This pink is where the Ishikimi cloud is declining. It really takes some strength to eat its way through that. Maybe it won't stay above it. Maybe it'll come back down here. But in time, I expect to see it up here. This is a liked stock. It's an unknown stock. Who do you know knows about it? I've been hawking the stock, watching it, for about a year and a half now. Kept coming up on scans, but never could make the cut. Now that we have a fulcrum down here, a base, it makes a cut for me. So I'm suggesting you keep your eye on it. If we get a rally, despite the fact that it's copper, it has a lot of gold prospects, silver prospects possibly, you might want to keep your eye on it. It's an American traded stock. It trades in the 50-cent range. It might be like, I want some leverage with a junior or a long shot. This could be a dark horse. Now let's go to the next one. Notice how strong the MACD has been there. Let's look at a good stock. Yeah, this is a good stock. This is Klondex. Klondex has one mine prospect in Nevada. Look at last year, over here, this year, here, and look at it climb. Now we see it's in the middle of a little retrench here, but as yet has not touched its 30-week moving average. It might, but notice that consistently it is over the Ishikumu cloud, and it's over a rising Ishikimi cloud. Also, look at the green. The green is up volume. Stock is going on. The stock has it going on. I had a stock that had it going on, and it doesn't have it going on. Let me show you. Lumber Liquidators. Picked it at 14. My brother gave me a raft of grief about it. It was such a garbage stock, etc., etc. And I said, it may be a garbage stock, but it meets the criteria, and it took off. Where did it pop? It popped at 115. Where is it now? I think it's at 17. So what goes up must come down. Contrast this stock, right, with this stock, and tell me which one you think is going to prosper. I am avoiding industrial stocks like the plague, except for specific ones with specific reasons. Next case. Oh my God, look at that. How about that? That's the industrial average. And you know, look at that thing scream and soar. How long did it do it? It did 3 years. Look at this. Isn't that unnatural too? Oh my God, neither one of these things can be right, and they sure ain't natural. This made me look at the Wolfe wave. And I had to use, because the Dow itself was so unnatural, I had to use the Dow composite to be able to get a handle on it. What did I learn? Well, the Wolfe wave uses two rising or falling wedges to determine over the long term where a stock, an average, a price could go. Sadly to say, this goes deeply under the 3,000 for the composite index, and therefore probably under 1,000 on the actual industrial index. I suggest you Google it, make yourself familiar with it, see what you can do with it. Right now, this is a decade away, so let's see. That would be 2025, wouldn't it? Close to 2026. That's not anything different than anybody else says. But the fact that it could end up at 1,000 or less for the industrials is an issue. Now, let's move on. Schrodinger's dollar. Now, on a popular episode of Big Bang, or several of them, Penny is trying to make a decision, and of course the brainiacs tell her, look, it's like Schrodinger's cat. It's in a box with a vial of poison, and it's either dead or alive, and you don't know until you open the box. So bottom line here, this goes back to 84, if I remember right. Let me see. 94. 82 to 94, nice rally. 2000 rally, nice rally. 2015 rally, nice rally. Only problem is they have lower highs. Notice lower highs. So the question is the dollar dead or alive? The answer is, I don't know. It'll be what happens here. But if you'll notice, and you read a lot, you'll find that people like Armstrong and other people point out, I think rightly so, that the stronger the currency gets in a country, the more it wrecks the economy because it drives exports away. The dollar's been strong. We've tried to have it weak. We've tried to have it strong. We've had it both ways. The question is, what will that do? I say keep tuned. Now, let's go to something a little different. This is my baby Cartel Buster. And Cartel Buster got a short history, about 2.5 years. So Cartel Buster really only relates to this part of the dollar chart, if it relates at all. But you'll notice Cartel Buster is recursive. It goes up, it goes down. It goes up, it goes down. Now behind it, you'll find the price for the Canadian Gold Reserve, that is the Canadian Royal Mint's gold inventory. And it pretty much fluctuates in unison, although Cartel Buster often gets the jump on it. So I include that as a slight reference because we see tops up here, but we don't really know whether the dollar's going to bust out. What we do know is that Cartel Buster, since a year ago, has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. The question is, where does it go? Now, theoretically, Cartel Buster can go as far as it wants. It's like an MACD. It is a centered oscillator. However, experience shows me that Cartel Buster just tracks the rallies. It doesn't track the entire trend. I have a very long-term Cartel Buster, but as yet, since we're interpreting it in weeks, and I only have 2.5 years history, I really don't have enough to show you. I'd like to say that's all I got, but actually it isn't. I've got a lot more. The question is, how am I going to be able to tell you that all at once? I don't know. Tune in to my channel on YouTube. Tune in to my blog at Denali Guide Summit, blogspot.com. I'm publishing the speedometer, which is an actual representation of Cartel Buster every day. And the truth is, you can't tell a real lot from just one number, but you can tell from tracking the numbers what the trend is. Can I predict? Well, I guess it's a God-given talent that God forgot to give me, because each time I predict, I get whacked. So what do? I'm a tracker. I track where it goes. Cartel Buster is designed to do just that with the breadth, and the breadth stays ahead of the price. Anyway, I hope you all have a great week. I'll be issuing peak picks as normal. Stop in if you want and send me a note, and I'll send you an issue of peak picks. Stop in at the blog and sign up. Peak Picks satisfaction guaranteed. If you don't like my work, I will refund your subscription. The other part of that is you can get a free month right now while the special's on. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye-bye.